Well, I really anticipated, you know, a 40-minute game watching St. John's and spending time within the film study and seeing how resilient a team they are and how well they defend, and they got tough kids and playmakers. So it was terrific that we gutted it out, and you know, we had I thought we got off to a good start, and I felt there was an opportunity late in the half if we made a few more plays on offense to maybe make it a different game and not the struggle that it became. So hopefully, moving forward, we'll finish halves better, and we talk about doing that, and we just you know, we probably allowed it to be closer than maybe should have been based on how to play. You know, went through in that first half, but you know, I liked a lot of things that we saw. You know, Vitali, I liked him in the first half with hitting a couple of big threes, getting us going. You know, Shannon played a good all-around game. You know, rebounds, assists, 6 assists, 1 turnover. Melo was a force inside and did some great things. I thought, you know, our charges on defense were big. Got 6 or 7 of those just with the rotations, and you know, probably the one thing that you're not as pleased about is you know, is the offensive rebounds, and we did well in the first half of that, not so much second half. Got to do a better job, especially with what's in front of us this weekend. But proud of us, proud of the toughness and grit that we showed in that game.
You talk about the offensive rebounds. For long stretches of the second half, you played 4 guards and Romello. Was that just a byproduct of that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The offensive rebounds, is that a byproduct of playing such a smaller lineup?
Yeah, I mean, we've still been doing it though, and I thought just for a portion of that second half that they were a touch quicker, you know, to lose basketball, and you know, Romello had to rotate, you know, to some penetration. We let him get too deep, too close to the basket, and then, you know, we were at a disadvantage on the rebounds. I think there was a free throw rebound that we didn't get to. That, you know, so we just gotta, you know, especially, you know, playing Kansas on Sunday and the meaning of every little play in games like that, and we just can't afford to maybe give that up.
What did St. John's do differently in the second half compared to the first?
I thought we wanted to start well in the first 4 minutes, and we didn't really start the way we needed to, and they, you know, they made some shots, you know, they hit some shots, and they were getting some offensive rebounds, and they quickly cut it to 5 or 7, I forget exactly what it was, by the, you know, by that, well, we kind of made a charge back, still got it to 11 by the 16, under 16, but yeah, and then Clark, you know, had a really nice game, you know, we really shot it well for them, you know, we had to give up something, and we wanted to try and do a good job with Pons and try and focus on keeping him out of the lane, and you know, I thought considering the talent he is, I thought, you know, our guards, particularly Shannon, was matched up on him a lot, did a very good job in that head-to-head matchup within the game.
How big was that 3 that Cody hit? He had struggled a little bit in the second half. How big was that 3 that he hit when they pulled within 1, I think?
Yeah, I think there were a few turning point plays in the game, and I thought Cody's 3 was huge, a momentum shot, and you know, he's got a knack for making big shots, and he wants the moment, and he knocked it in there. And you know, I thought Remy's pass late clock to Melo and a great finish was also a critical play, and then again Remy with the charge late in the game. I think those were big plays.
Romello, obviously St. John is not lacking any length. How challenging was it battling in the paint for 40 minutes?
It was pretty challenging because, like, every shot I put up, they challenged it. And sometimes I felt like they fouled me, but I wasn't getting caught, so I just felt like I just had to go stronger.
So, and do you feel like this is one of the more physical games you've played in recently? Is St. John's a very physical team?
Yeah, they are, but I mean, they play hard, and I feel like we played hard too. We kind of picked up our physicality as well, and it worked out for us.
How's playing against 2 tough guards and Pons and the guard at Kansas help you guys prepare for the season?
I mean, I feel like we play against tough guards every day. I mean, in practice, we got some walk-ons and transfer guys that sit out, and they're pretty good. So we go against good guards every day. So it prepares for times like this.
Romello, your free throw shooting was pretty good tonight. How much work did you put in that during this week of practice? And
a lot. And I felt like it paid off, so I'm happy.
Did you change anything at all?
My art. coach told me to work on my art, and I felt like once I started doing that, it was just going in. So.
Was there a certain number you shot every day?
It wasn't a certain number. I just tried to work on it as much as I could.
Coach, I know you don't want to talk about Kansas earlier this week, but what can we expect from that matchup? What are you looking forward to?
Well, just with them coming off the loss to Washington, you know, I know that they've had some really stiff, tough practices, and I'm sure Coach Self has motivated them, and then you have Fog Allen and you know the advantage that building is, and it's going to be something for our players to experience that, and so it's hard to simulate that. We haven't been in a true road game, so this is big for us. It's going to help us. It's going to pay dividends when we get to conference to have gone on the road, and we've done very well in neutral sites, and now we have to. You know, we got to go to one of the most difficult places to play in college basketball, and I'm curious to see how it stacks up, you know, with Cameron Indoor.
Hey Bob, how important, maybe even psychologically, was the fact that you never lost the lead? They came charging hard, but you never relinquished the lead. You always had, even if it was 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, again, you have a lot of respect for St. John's, and they're kind of reflective, I think, of New York, and you know, tough kids, hard-nosed, play hard, you know, aren't intimidated by anything, you know, and you know, I think the New York fans are going to love watching them this year, and you know, as they get healthy and get their full complement of players, and you know, I thought that was important. It's psychologically not to go down in the game at all, and I thought the one pass on the sideline was a big play for us, you know, where they had an unfortunate pass ahead and it went out of bounds in front of their bench. That was a tough play for them.
So much of, Bobby, your surge this year has been focused on Romello and Daquan and the newcomers, but Shannon and Cody and Trey have seemed to elevate their game from last year. Is there any certain area that you see where they've really made strides, or they're just collectively they're better? I
mean, I just think they're better, and just because you're a senior doesn't mean that you can't continue to be really good. And you know, I've said it. I think Shannon and Trey are NBA guards, and Cody would have a chance at some point. Cody's a late blooming type player, and he's going to continue to get better. So I think it would have been easier on them last year, and they would have even shown college basketball what they could do if we had a little more of a presence on the interior. And having Romello in there, you know, has been a game changer for our team, and it's opened things up more for them to really show who they are. And you know, it was just hard last year for them, and you know, they fought and scratched and clawed, but it wasn't a great situation because you know, Obi was really good for us and put up great numbers, but he was like a 3-4 that was playing the 5 because he had to, and it just wasn't, you know, it wasn't great for the guards, but now they have that interior game too.
Do we have a question here? Yeah.
To be 8-0 at this point, 8-0 at this point, can you take kind of a big picture look at what have you liked about where you guys are at through the entirety of the season?
I just think the toughness and the fight and the will to win, in addition to, I mean, everyone talks about the offensive numbers and where we stack up nationally, and all that stuff's great, and I'm happy for the guys who are able to showcase that. And because I do think we're an entertaining team to watch, that we play on instinct and we don't walk the ball up the court, and our players have freedom, and it's a fun team to coach because they're playmakers and you know, at a number of positions. But I just think it's the will to win and the toughness we showed. You know, down 9 to start second half versus Kansas State, down 15 versus Xavier in the first half, and down at halftime to San Diego State, and in this game, you know, big lead, but then lost it all and still, you know, figured out a way to win in the last 3 minutes. So that, you know, the guys are focused on winning. You have the experience to make enough plays late in games to win.